Are affiliate marketing courses worth it? Yes, but you need to look out for these three things. Let's find out. Welcome to Project 428. We're on a mission to help 100,000 people create a lifestyle business, build generational wealth, and contribute to the world around them. If you're new to our channel, don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button. Now let's get into the topic. Are affiliate marketing courses worth it? Well, yes, but it does depend, and I'll say this starting off, is anything worth it? If you're going to put in the effort and time and energy to build an affiliate marketing business, getting some training is 100% worth it. I always kind of phrase it like this. Is being a doctor worth it? Well, you know what? Most doctors put in about $300,000 in loans or college funds. They spend about 10 years of their life, I would say 60, 70 hours a week studying, residency, and going through that whole process to become a doctor. Now, I ask you, if you were to take 10 years, $300,000, and put in 60 hours a week for those 10 years, you'd probably have a pretty successful affiliate marketing business, I would assume. Now, before we jump into this, there are three main things that we're going to talk about that are going to see if a particular affiliate marketing course you are looking at is worth it. And then I'm going to give you, if you stay tuned to the end of the video, I'm going to give you a fourth thing. It's a bonus little item. It's a resource that's going to help you kind of weed through a bunch of stuff and figure out what's right for you. So, starting off, the number one thing that we need to make sure that a course has for it to be worth it for you is the first we talk about is information overload. Now, most courses, you get into a course, if you're buying a course, you probably don't know a ton about affiliate marketing, or maybe you're trying to find a trick or a secret or something like that. But if you're buying a course for the first time especially, you're going to get into a whole new realm of things, and there's going to be a lot of information. How is that course structured? Is it structured to take you step by step by step, to take you all the way through achieving your goal? Or is it information here, information there, information here, and you're stuck kind of putting all the pieces together? And when you do that, here's what happens. When you're stuck with a course that's not step by step and little bitty bite-sized pieces, you end up getting a bunch of information. And what happens is your brain kind of gets overloaded. Now, the crazy thing, if you look in the medical world, when a brain gets overloaded, and especially with men, women, you're just better at this than we are. When men's brains get overloaded, it experiences the same thing as if your brain's going through a trauma, say a car accident or an ailment. It actually experiences the same kind of stress. And that's why when you get all this information loaded on you in these courses, the first thing you do is you go through the course, you start getting information, start getting more. You try one thing, that's not really 100% what you thought it was. You get more information, you get more information, you get more information. All of a sudden, you're overloaded, your brain starts to shut down, and you go, you know what? This course just stinks. It's not worth it. It was a scam. And the reality is it probably wasn't a scam. It's just it wasn't set up properly to help you. So number one thing is we want to make sure that we don't get overloaded with information. Another thing with that also helps is support. As I go through this, I'll kind of give you some examples. I won't name any courses or anybody puts on a course. I'm not here to badmouth anyone like that. But I went through a course one time where we paid a good amount of money to go through this course. And when I got stuck in some spots, if I reached out to support, the only thing really support had for me was if you have a billing issue, or they refer you back to a module or a section of it and say, hey, check out this section because it was labeled the same as the question you're asking. And the reality was they weren't set up to support you in what you're actually doing. And then another example as well is I had another one where I paid for a course, and honestly, the next step was to pay the next amount of money to take the coaching to the next level. And I did that, and then when I got there, I had some questions, and they were really just selling me on the next level of the course. It really wasn't a great support system to help me. So, number one thing, look for a course that has a clear path. It's not going to generate the information overload on you, and it has a good support system. The next thing we want to look at, step number two, is you want to look at fundamentals versus a shiny object. So in the industry right now, you get a lot of what I call shiny object syndrome. And whatever's the hottest thing going on, at one point it was Facebook, it was Google ads, it's TikTok, it's Instagram. Not that those things are bad and we should all be using them in our business, but you want to build a fundamental business that no matter what happens, you're not tied to anything. If you've ever done Facebook, you know that you get your Facebook ad account shut down really easy. Most people will tell you, hey, just plan on getting one account. Most courses will even tell you have multiple Facebook accounts for your ads because they're going to get shut down. So you need to plan on things changing. 1 minute Twitter's going to be hot, the next minute Instagram's going to be hot, and the next minute there might even be something else we don't even know about coming out. So you want a course that studies core fundamentals. Now, the core fundamental I like to think about is building a hub, building a brand that's yours. So when you build your own hub, you have your own home on the internet. And with that, you control it. You're in control. Even if you're an affiliate, you might have different offers and different tools you use, kind of like Project 428. We're our own hub. Now, we recommend different tools and resources, but we run as a hub. If our YouTube channel gets shut down tomorrow, we still have our hub. We have our email list. We have our different avenues that we reach out to people. So we're not tied to just one shiny object or one system or strategy is probably the best way. So number 2 is look for courses that promote fundamentals and aren't just looking for a shiny object to go help you promote one thing. And to give you I did have a course on that, not me personally, but I'm saying I went through a course that it taught just Facebook marketing. I actually went through 2 of them here, paid the money, went through them. And it's not that the courses were bad. I would say, quote unquote, they were worth it. They gave me a lot of information. But the reality is they were based on going to Facebook, putting ads on Facebook, and just having people buy off Facebook. And the reality is, if Facebook shut down or Facebook shut down my ad account or Facebook just went offline for an afternoon, I would just lose money hand over fist. And your business would just be completely dead. You probably heard some people in Google ads when they first started out that got what they call the Google slap. And they were doing great at Google ads, and one day they just either got shut down or their Google keyword went from 10 cents a click to $10 a click, and instantly they were almost out of business because they just couldn't afford it anymore. So going back with that, you want to work on fundamentals, not shiny objects, and go with a course that's going to teach you how to build a real business. So item number 3, we want to talk about following a mentor, because any of these courses that are teaching you something more or less are going to have mentors in the course. You might call them gurus, teachers, mentors, but you know what? They're the person who is guiding you through the course. Now, there's 2 kind of caveats to this part right here. You want to be with someone who is mentor you. One, maybe there's 3 caveats actually, is you want to be with someone who is going down the path that you want to go down. If you're following a mentor and you know what, they're just not doing business the way you would like to do it, they're not promoting things, they don't have the lifestyle, you don't mesh well with them. It's just you can't see yourself becoming them. First and foremost, your brain subconsciously is just not going to work well with that person. It just won't, because you don't want to become them, so it's going to be hard to listen to what they say. So that's the first part there. Also, you want to work with someone who's kind of practicing what they preach. Is the fact that if they're doing one thing to build a business and they're teaching you to do it, that those should coexist. They should be building a business the way they're teaching you to build a business. Now, don't be wrong. There are people who teach strategies and tactics that they built their business on the foundation and they grew to something else, and that's not entirely wrong. But if they don't have a root foundation of what they're doing, then it makes it difficult to say, well, why should I follow you? You're not even doing it the way you say I should do it. So be careful with that. And to kind of give you a story, I remember having a class that I was working on, and I was learning, and the instructor at the time said, hey, reach out to these affiliate companies that you want to work with. And we were trying to get some ads built up for a Facebook ad. And you can put the algorithm, you can put a bunch of people who have purchased that product before, and they can kind of build an audience for you. That's a whole separate training, a whole different thing there. But you can build an audience based on people who've already bought the product. Well, he said, reach out to these people, so to these owners of these affiliate products that you're promoting, and they'll give you a list. That way you can build an audience. Well, in the chat, someone asked, well, hey, I'm promoting your product. Can I get a list of your emails? And the instructor said, well, no, we don't actually do that. And I kind of started thinking, I'm like, well, wait a second. You're teaching people to do this, but you don't even do it with your company, which it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Maybe I had the wrong attitude about that, but it is what it is. And the third caveat with the mentor aspect is you want to find someone who's been down the path. Now, I give the example of going from New York to LA. If you're following someone from New York to LA, you could probably see if you're driving 5-6 miles ahead of you. But you can't see the entire path down there. You don't know all the obstacles coming. But you can give instructions to the person behind you that is right on the path with you and say, hey, there's a cop up here on the right. Just be careful. That's one aspect. And the industry is kind of teaching, hey, if you have just enough knowledge to teach, you should teach the person right behind you. And that's not terrible advice, but to be honest, you want someone who's been the whole path. Because if you're going the whole path, you have someone who can say, hey, you don't know it yet, but 3 hours from now on the trip, you need to do something now because 3 hours from now it's going to make a difference. And people have been the entire span of where you're trying to go. Understand that, hey, we're going to give you, this goes back to what we said, number 2, foundational information that's going to help you along the way, because it's not just, hey, I know a little bit, and then they run into a snag and they got to figure out the answer while you're hitting the same snag. You want someone that's gone the whole path. That way they can teach you how to get over those little things. Now, does this information help you figure out if a course is worth it for you or not? I hope it does. I hope you can look for those 3 things in the different courses you're checking out. Again, we're going to look at, is it information overload? How is it structured for you? And make sure you have a clear path, clear support. Does it base its premise on fundamentals and not just a shiny way of marketing something? And is the person that you're following, do they actually practice what they preach? Now, I told you we had a 4th bonus item for you. We're hosting an affiliate marketing masterclass. This masterclass is going to teach you how to launch and scale a highly profitable affiliate marketing business in 30 days or less. And it's based on fundamental principles of how to build a hub, how to use the different tools out there, those shiny objects we were talking about, and how to bring people back to your hub to build a legitimate business that's going to bring you money month in and month out. And the best part is it's not set up in an information overload way. It is set up step-by-step, bite-sized pieces. So I'll put a link to in the video, actually a link right below the video there. Check out that. It's completely free. That resource should get you going in the right way. I hope you're able to get some information out of this that can help you decide which way you want to go. We look forward to your comments. Again, don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button. We'd love to hear from you. Have a great day. Have a blessed day as well.